Bend's new tree code has developers seeking legal action against the city. Isabella Warren reports on their concerns and has reactions from the mayor.
I think there is some clearer understanding that needs to happen from the city to the general population on top of just the builders.
Housing organizations and businesses have joined Pahlisch Homes to seek legal action against the City of Bend's new tree code, saying city officials ignored concerns from builders during planning meetings.
What ultimately came out of that was a series of recommendations on which there was never uniform support from the tree committee. So every vote was a split vote, and in some cases there were some issues that we weren't allowed to vote on at all, that staff moved ahead without any comment from the tree committees.
The tree code, which took effect this month, aims to protect trees in Bend's urban areas. According to the city, developers are required to preserve at least 5% of the total diameter of trees 6 inches or greater on a site. If they're unable to preserve the trees, developers will either have to plant more trees or pay a $600 fine. Developers say the code will affect the affordability of homes in Bend.
The big issue here is that the tree code adds yet another layer of process. All of these permits that have to run through the city take additional time, and that additional time ultimately comes down to a dollar amount.
Most people can connect with the fact that if you're going to continue to add costs onto a product, eventually those costs get communicated down into the final price of the product.
Pahlisch Homes initially filed the appeal to the Land Use Board of Appeals August 6th and urged the city to hear builders' complaints before implementing the code. In a statement to News Channel 21, Mayor Melanie Keebler defended the decision, saying in part the city compromised with the new tree code and says it's fair and reasonable, and she doesn't see a need for more meetings with builders.
For us, the appeal is really a call to the city to sit down with us and explain the reasoning behind the amendments and give us a chance to show that it in fact does hinder affordability and the price of homes in Bend.
It's now up to the Land Use Board to rule on the tree code, and they can't force the city to train the code, but they can get them to get builders to add comment.
It's a bit confusing because Pahlisch does agree that there needs to be a tree code.
Yeah, so they do agree with a city tree code, but they feel like their input was not included in the tree code and kind of want more amends to it.
I see. All right, well, we'll keep watching. Thank you, Isabella.